embraced this move into defensive tackle full time. Is that what would you say you've done with that move to D tackle?
The biggest thing I did was just try to work harder in the weight room, put on some weight, just get my body right for three tech. And it's a different position. And last year I was a little undersized, maybe a little skinny. So I put on like 10, 15 pounds. Got a lot stronger with Coach Pittman, and it's been a good move.
Was it tough kind of going back and forth for a while? I mean, are you glad to have one you can focus on?
Honestly, it wasn't a big deal to go back and forth. I mean, our three tech and our end, when we go to our three-man fronts, we do the same stuff. And then three tech, when we're in our four-man front, it's really not that big of a difference. I mean, it's a little tighter, it's a little more physical, but I mean, once you get used to it, it's not a big deal.
In this system, how does the position change fit you, and how is it a good fit, do you think, for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's just what we had to do, and I've kind of just embraced it. And at first it was a little different, but now that this is my second year playing it, and kind of just embrace the role.
When you guys have been so good, when Boise State had those great teams, you guys had dominant defensive lines. Coach Caldwell says he reminds you of that all the time. How close to dominant is this group, and do you need to be dominant in order for you guys to have the defense you want to have?
Yeah, I mean, our D line and our linebackers, our front seven, we got to be physical and we got to be dominant to have a good defense, and that's kind of just bottom line.
You talked about dominating the line of scrimmage, and your one-on-one battle is a big key, is what he wants to see. I mean, does he kind of let you guys know that often? Is that kind of one of the main points?
Yeah, I mean, dominating up front is a big point, offense and defense. So, I mean, if the offensive line is aggressive and physical, their team's gonna be good. And same with the defensive line. If we're playing physical and we're dominating the line of scrimmage, it's going to be good for our whole team.
I know a lot of you guys, you played a lot last year, maybe you didn't start a lot, but I mean, you got a lot of playing time, but you do have some key guys to replace that are gone now. How do you think overall the line can replace some of those guys that you're losing?
I mean, we lost Ricky, and DeMarcus, and those are two great players, but I mean, we got a lot of guys who are eager to step up, and they're out there at practice every day and had a really good summer, so I think we'll be all right.
Caldwell mentioned just the amount of guys that are in this group. There's a lot of scholarship guys, a lot of depth, it seems. How has that looked so far, and how much will that benefit you guys to be able to throw out, some bodies? And I know that's a big deal for what you guys do defensively.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys on scholarship. I think the most on the team, and I think it's going to help us. There's some young guys that are stepping up, and guys that have been here are kind of taking on a leadership role, and it's been really good.
Coach Harsin pointed to both the offensive and defensive lines as two position groups that he really wants to get figured out this fall. So I mean, do you guys feel pressure at all that you guys can't set the tone for this defense and you guys need to get stability up there?
Yeah, I mean, there's always pressure on the defensive line and the offensive line just because it's the core of the team. And I mean, like I said, we got guys that are stepping up, and guys that last year maybe didn't play that are going to play this year, and guys that played last year that are going to be better than they were last year just through the summer program we had.
Do you guys feel like you have a player like Tank that can change a game?
Yeah, we got a bunch of players. I mean, we have the most guys on scholarship, so we have people that can make plays. We were recruited to make plays, and Coach Caldwell's got us out there every day working hard. Coach Pitt had us in the summer, probably had one of the best summers since I've been here. I mean, I got way stronger than I was last year, gained weight. The toughest summer we had, we're going to step up.
I know you said you might have been just a little undersized potentially last year playing on the inside, but I mean, I'm assuming you also have your advantages because you're probably quicker than maybe some of the guys that you go up against.
Yeah, one of my big keys this summer was I wanted to gain weight and get stronger, but I didn't want to lose any of that speed and the quickness inside, and I don't think I did. I maintained it and had a good summer, and it's been fun out there so far.
Would you say the defense has a different identity than it did last year?
I mean, that's hard to say. I mean, we're only 2 days into fall camp, and it's hard to say.
Schematically, though, are you more aggressive
than last year?
Yeah.
Yes.
In what ways do you think?
I mean, you'll see against Ole Miss.
You see Coach Caldwell out there yelling a lot. What's his coaching philosophy like?
He's just going to stay on us, and it's what we need. We got some guys that haven't played yet, and we need someone to always be on us, and he does a good job. I mean, he's always out there yelling at us, and I mean, you just got to know it's his personality, and he's not trying to belittle you. He just wants the best from you. So, I mean, once you understand that, it's not a big deal.
He said the senior guys like yourself and Bo, you got to get adjusted the way that he coaches. What's the biggest difference?
I mean, Coach K and Coach Paul were both great coaches. A little different, but I mean, you just got to go out there and play football how they want you to, and that's kind of bottom line.
Jake Hardy got a scholarship today. I'm sure you were in the room when it happened. What was that like for some of the players in the in the audience?
It was. I mean, I'm one of those guys that kind of sits down, and I don't really get too high. But when he got his scholarship, I stood up and I was like, yeah. I mean, I was so pumped for him. I mean, he's one of my best friends on the team, and he's one of those guys that just always working. He's always doing extra. He's always working. He does the right things, and I mean, no one deserves it more than him.
When you guys heard that, the NCAA was making changes, do unlimited meals and that stuff, how excited were you, and how has that taken place, for you guys? How have you noticed a difference in terms of what you guys can get this year?
Yeah, I mean, they got snacks for us and stuff, and I don't know. It's not a big deal to me. I mean, it's really cool. I mean, more food. Free food, that's cool.
It's not much different than you guys had before?
We haven't really got into what's going to happen, I don't think, but I mean, it's whatever. Free food, like I said.
Did you know Jake very well at all before you guys even played in college together? Since he's a local kid?
I played his team in high school. I didn't know him in high school, but we gray shirted together, and yeah, I mean, I got to know him, and he's one of my best friends on the team now.
Yeah, as a kid that grew up here or whatnot, what have the last few years been like for you, and a chance to close your career out here as a Boise State football player?
I mean, yeah, this is my senior year, and I've worked harder than I ever have. I've put a lot of time, the extra time, and just trying to listen to coaches and get better and do whatever I can to have a good year.